Yeah. Hair flip. Yeah, I'm a badass bitch. I don't like it. Hair flip. Yeah. Oh my god. So you guys should be happy. Oh my goodness. Hair flip. But anyways, hair flip. And hair flipping on your toes. Hi.
Oh baby, baby, oh baby, baby, oh baby, baby, oh baby, baby, oh baby, baby.
Now that I
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse cast scandals, drugs, teen virginity loss, and a very public meltdown. The teenage cast of the 90s version of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse featured future stars Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, and Christina Aguilera, but their squeaky clean image wasn't as what it seemed.
I can't help falling in love. Some things were meant to be. Falling in love with you.
The Mickey Mouse Club of the early 90s were the perfect cast for the brand new Disney show. It made megastars out of its young cast, including Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, and Ryan Gosling, who were all propelled to superstardom when they got older. But the squeaky clean image of some of the cast members was about as far removed from reality as a spin on It's a Small World. From drinking and drugs, scandals to teenage virginity loss, there was a lot of drama going on behind the scenes that will make Mickey himself blush.
What I need from you is understanding.
You asked him. Well, you're the one who wanted to know.
I didn't say no.
Okay, I'll ask him.
Hey, what's up, Brian and Justin? What's up?
Hey, Candy, Tamika, Tani, and Latasha.
Wow.
Very good. You got it on the first try.
So, what's up? Well, actually, me and Justin were wondering how you guys got the name for your band, Escape. Yeah, I heard you guys got it because you were in this recording studio next to this burning oil refinery, and you guys escaped all these big barrels of oil were blowing up around you. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and I heard that you guys, escaped from these terrorists who mistook you for secret agents. Then, you guys freed yourself from their secret hideout, posing as guards. Then, you guys escaped from the country riding horseback across the desert. So, which one of us is right?
Well, actually, neither one. See, we chose the name because we wanted our music to appeal to everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we wanted to do our own thing. We don't want to do everything that everybody else was doing already.
We wanted to escape all stereotypes.
And we're just down-to-earth girls. Anybody can kick it with us. We love to sing, and we do have a message to get across to the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's good and all, but I think you guys need to make it a little more exciting.
Yeah, like throw in that whole terrorist thing and maybe add some machine guns.
Yeah, and explode.
In this video, we're going to focus more on Britney Spears. So let's get into Britney when she was on the cast of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. When Britney joined as a Mouseketeer in 1993, she was 12 years old. But her fresh-faced, squeaky clean image on the show was not true to her real life. In her tell-all book, Britney's mom, Lynn Spears, revealed that Britney started drinking alcohol not long after she joined the show. She also said that Britney lost her virginity at age 14 to an 18-year-old in high school that was a football player soon after she quit the program. Britney kept this secret, and her mother did, for years and vowed to remain a virgin before marriage. Britney was hugely successful as a teen idol and enjoyed a string of hits, including Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again.
17-year-old Britney Spears. We had the 16-year-old scientist molecule experts, and now we have the 17-year-old #1 recording star. How is it for you that young to be that successful? Must be a lot, huh?
It's fun though. It's fun. It's
Yeah?
a little much, yeah.
You getting mobbed anywhere you go?
Actually, I just went home like 2 weeks ago, and I went to Old Navy, and it was my first time to be home because I've been on tour for a while, and I was like, all these kids were like, boom, you know, I was like, woo. But
Yeah.
it was okay though.
Where were you on tour? You were on tour with NSYNC, right?
Right.
Yeah. And how was that? Was that fun?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
All the girls go crazy for them.
The screaming fans are like, ah.
Yeah, they're good. They're going to be on our show, in fact, next week, right? Yeah, they're going to be here.
Cool.
Yeah. My niece loves you, Katie. Say hi to her because she couldn't get out of
Hi,
school
Katie.
today. All right, there you go. So now I won't get in trouble. Now, I understand that you recently sat behind one of your idols.
Yes, I did. At the American Music Awards, I sat behind like Whitney Houston. But I was so nervous. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to be like, hi, you know. So I just sat there and was like, I'm not believing I've idolized her all my life, and she's sitting right there.
And you didn't say anything.
No.
You could have just went really low and it was quiet. Baby, baby, it's killing me. You know, and she probably would have went, are you that girl? You know. Who else did you love growing up? Whitney, who else?
Who else did I like? Whitney, Madonna.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
Madonna.
she's great.
She's an awesome performer. And who else? Prince.
Prince. Yeah. Have you met any of these people that you idolize?
Well, I went to Prince's, one of his parties, and I saw him, but of course I don't say anything because I'm like, oh. So.
Right. You didn't say anything to him either? No. Are you going to the Grammys?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
If you go, you hang around with me. I'll introduce you to all these people.
Okay, cool.
All right?
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
you know, I feel bad for you. You're sitting there with a #1 record, afraid to say hi to Whitney Houston. She's very nice. She doesn't often show up, but she's very nice.
The video for Baby One More Time was very controversial, as it showed a teenage Britney dancing around in a very risque schoolgirl outfit. And Britney's mom knew that during this time, Britney was allegedly experimenting with drugs. In 1999, Britney, then at just the age of 17, posed on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine in just her bra and underwear. In the early 90s, Britney dated her Mickey Mouse Clubhouse co-star, Justin Timberlake, but they split a couple years after dating. So Britney Spears' mom, Lynn, states that Britney started drinking not too soon after she joined the cast of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. She was only 12 years old at the time. So when we're seeing these clips of Britney, you know, as a child on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, she was already drinking alcohol and allegedly experimenting with drugs. 2 years into the show, she had allegedly lost her virginity to an 18-year-old boy that was in high school at the time, and she was only 14. And, you know, her mom kept it and vowed that it would be a secret. But what I don't think that that's the only person that Britney slept with around that time. If she was 14 and felt like it was okay to sleep with an 18-year-old, it's alleged that the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse co-stars, that they were all having a lot of sex with one another. That, you know, they spent a lot of time together. They saw each other often. You know, they weren't in normal school like other people were. So basically the co-stars were a lot of their first kisses, first boyfriends, first girlfriends, you know, a lot of firsts of everythings. So allegedly, you know, while they were drinking and partying, Britney Spears and other female co-stars on this show were experimenting by having sex with boys already. It's also rumored that there were some managers and adult men that were allegedly involved in some of these things that were partaking after hours in between scenes of them shooting the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. In my opinion, this is the beginning of Britney feeling unprotected, feeling like the people around her care more about money and the things that she can gain than care about her as a human being, as a young woman growing up in the industry. Her mom and father should have done something about that 18-year-old sleeping with their 14-year-old daughter. For them to let him get away with that, I felt that it was a long line of the other people that may have been sexually pursuing Britney Spears as a minor, for them to get away with it too. I feel that if the 18-year-old was sleeping with her, I feel that Britney could have told her mother and her father that that was the first and only person that she had slept with. What if that was not the truth? What if she had already been sleeping with adults? What if she had already been sleeping with older men? This was the first older man that was her choice, that she chose. I chose to sleep with this one, but the other ones basically either, basically RAPE'd me or, molested me or, who knows? So, but I do believe that this was the beginning of a downfall of Britney not feeling protected enough for her to spiral out of control.
What? Say but. Say but. I tell all my hoes. Hey! And don't it make you sad about it?
Ew, I'm embarrassed. Can we stop?
The breakup with Justin. Did he sell her out on a music video? Britney's side of the single.
He's left the impression that you weren't.
Now, of course, you did go out with one of your former Mouseketeers, Britney Spears. Was it tough for you at a time when you had the whole world just putting you two under the microscope constantly?
Yeah, I think that takes a toll on anything. Not just... I think having a relationship with someone long distance is hard enough, especially being as young as we are. Doing it under a microscope, what the whole world watching and putting their 2 cents in on what they think it should be, that's obviously, it's different. It's very different.
Agonizing over what to do backstage.
It's all irrelevant. Where they're coming down right there, nobody's going on.
But out front, the crowd turned and started yelling, "Fraud! Fraud!" And it all happens as she's starring as a kind of villain in the tabloid accounts of supposed jealous arguments and then a horrible breakup with her self-proclaimed first love, Justin Timberlake.
You've had a rough year. You've had a year that would test a lot of people. Illness in the family. A breakup. This spasm of publicity about what happened from Mexico to London.
It was pretty rough, yeah.
I wrote that back when me and Britney were a couple, and she went to the hair salon and said she was going to be back in a couple hours. Got there, decided to get a manicure, pedicure, and wasn't back for like 5. And that's what stemmed the idea for that song. And it's kind of funny if you listen to the lyrics now. Maybe I was too blind to see that you needed a change.
Britney Spears thought Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River music video was a desperate attempt to get back together. According to Spears, in an interview with Rolling Stones, Timberlake called Spears to tell her she would be featured in his upcoming music video for Cry Me a River. And while the Hit Me Baby One More Time singer isn't actually in the video, her doppelganger is. He called me up and asked me if it was okay, Britney Spears told the magazine. I can't believe I'm telling you this right now, but who cares? He called me up and wanted to supposedly get back together or whatever. But behind it was, and by the way, you're in the video and that's coming out. That kind of slipped in. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal, he said. Later on, Spears began to regret saying yes to Timberlake's video. I hadn't seen it, Britney said about the video. Then it came out and I said, I should have freaking said no to this shit. I was like, whoa, what is going on right now? Spears then asked Timberlake, why would you betray her by painting her in such a bad light? I said, why would you do this to me? Timberlake goes, well, I got a controversial video. And I was like, you did, yay for you. So he got what he wanted, she said. I think it looks like such a desperate attempt personally, but that was a great way to sell a record. He's smart.
You're not a girl and not yet a woman. What are you? Can you explain?
Well, I'm not a man. I'll put it that way. I'm not a man. But,
Sure.
no, it's basically, the song's talking about, growing up and, coming
coming into your own and finding yourself, basically, and it's really going towards the Lucy character in the movie. But I can relate to that to a certain extent. But I've come to the conclusion that who's to say what a woman or a girl is? What's the definition of that? I've just learned that I am, and I'm just me, so whatever that is.
Were you hurt when people laughed at the film in London?
You know what? I know that there's going to be a lot of critics that are going to say what they want to say. But to be totally honest with you, I'm sorry. But I think if the critics like it, I'm going to be really worried. Because everything that the critics like, I hate. And everything that the critics hate, I like. So if my fans can go see this movie and be touched by it in any way, that's my initiative here.
I'm just wondering how you feel about all the constant speculation about your virginity and whether you are a virgin or not.
I really wish I would have never said anything to begin with, because I'm kind of stuck in this little place where people are always asking me. But, you know, that's just something that's part of growing up, and that's just something that we all have to deal with, so.
Have there been any changes on that front?
That's a personal question.
First of all, I just want to say, how disgusting of a question. No woman should be questioned about her virginity. No man should be questioned about it either. For some reason, people were obsessed with Britney Spears' virginity. And Justin Timberlake just had to, of course, come out and state that he had sex with Britney while they were dating. So she was lying about being a virgin. So that response was to her stating, because before she had stated that she wanted to wait until marriage before she had sex. Well, it come to be that wasn't true. She had had sex with Justin Timberlake. But here's the problem. She didn't lose her virginity to Justin Timberlake. Once again, Britney Spears lost her virginity around the time she was in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse to an 18-year-old that was in high school. So Justin was not her first. And technically, he was not her first love either. Her first love was the boy she lost her virginity to, or I should say the man that she lost her virginity to when she was 14 and he was 18. But once again, it's still a disgusting question. It doesn't need to be asked. Her private life is her private life. She doesn't have to state when she decides to let someone penetrate her. Like, how disgusting.
Like, I love my house. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing ever.
But your dad wanted to stay in the old house?
Yes, yeah. They wanted to, they eventually separated, so they have their own lives right now.
Do they have very different views of you and
I
what
think
you should
they really,
do?
at heart, I mean, they love each other so much, but I think sometimes you can love somebody, but they just cannot live together.
It still hurts.
Yeah,
If you're their child.
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I mean, of course you want your family to be able to, you know, stay together. And who knows what could happen eventually. They may get themselves together and come back and it'd be wonderful, which would be the ideal thing. But right now, you know, this is what needs to happen.
Does your dad have a lot of opinions about what you do?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Is
I
he
mean, not like...
disapproving?
Well, some things, yes, like, baby, okay, what were you wearing? Why did you, of course my dad does that. And my pawpaw, too.
Your grandpa?
Yeah.
Bring me right up, please. Her family is still her constant.
Britney was going through a lot at this time, a huge breakup. Her music was taking a new turn. She was, transitioning and getting into new things, dressing different, singing different, new lyrics, into movies. And then on top of that, this huge breakup. And then her family is having a huge breakup within itself. Everybody takes divorce differently. Even as an adult, you can go back into a childlike mindset when it has something to do with something that was so consistent throughout your entire life, which was Britney Spears' parents' marriage. It was very important to her. Marriage is very sacred to her. It's something that she wanted, and she was inspired to be married because of her parents. So just because we look at something as a breakup is not a big deal, some people, it means everything to. Some people can't recover from, the life that they had before. It's a new normal. Not everybody is okay with change, and not everybody adapts to change so quickly. And Britney was definitely one of those people. This divorce truly affected her. You can see her body language. Everything changes as she talks about her father and her mother. You could tell she loves the both of them. But you can also see here that her father is very judgmental when it comes to her. It brings her spirit down. He brings her spirit down. So once again, this is the beginning of a great downfall, to come to Britney's. As we know, her father was very judgmental, but he was extremely judgmental with this next decision that Britney Spears decided to make with her life.
It hasn't really seen that much because I have, and I'd like to see through him.
I just didn't believe in the fairy tale.
I care about you. If you ever watch this tape, I care.
This is my journey.
Will you tell me how you really feel all the time?
No, I don't.
You don't even have to say it. I can see it in your eyes.
I'm real, and I'm just gonna tell you like it is.
This is my journey. I think that you're scared to love me, and that makes me scared to love you.
Our journey.
Is it just the sex?
The kisses are really good. The sex is really good. My love doesn't scare me. Other people's love scares me. Britney is hardened.
We're gonna not use this. I'm being serious.
We're using it.
Congratulations or something, and he didn't say anything.
You haven't read the invitation yet?
No, I just looked at it.
You might want to read it.
You might want to read it.
Finally, we figured out that he didn't read it, and they told him, well, you might want to go back and read it again.
Yeah, that makes a little difference.
He looked at me, he was like, oh, that changes everything. He turned around and walked off.
Don't do that.
And I was like, okay, I didn't know whether he was mad or happy or, that was the biggest shocker to me. Baby.
I'm gonna cry.
When Britney decided to spaz out, if you will, against the paparazzi, I really don't feel like it was the paparazzi Britney was angry with. I feel like they were more so of a symbol for the world. The paparazzi, a lot of the snapshots and things that they took of Britney was the reason why the world judged her, how they judged her, and how they scrutinized her for every little thing that she did. Remember, this is someone that is literally living their lives underneath a microscope. If you're going to the gas station, if you are taking your kids to a doctor's appointment, if you're just going to an appointment for you, nothing is sacred, nothing is private. You no longer have a private life. So I feel that when Britney was, swinging that umbrella and attacking the paparazzi, and when she cut her hair and all of that, I feel that it was a way to take control, a way of taking over her life again, to show the world I control something. It's like she cut her hair because she felt that she could control nothing else, within that point in time. Her swinging at the paparazzi is her swinging at the world, and everything that the world has to say about her and how they judge her so harshly, to where the point she feels uncomfortable living how she normally would because of the judgment that comes along with it. So, be mindful when you see things like this with people. There's a story behind it.
Gotten shots, like, please, guys. Y'all, guys, please, guys, don't do this. No. Fuck you! Fuck yourself!
That's the video. Rehab. Sorry for calling.
Oh wow, she did that too? This?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I were closing up. Actually, we had locked the door because it gets really scary around here because we're set back from the boulevard. And all of a sudden there were lights flashing and we thought it was the police or somebody got into an accident, and they asked us to open the door. We opened the door and Britney Spears came in and sat in my chair and said, I want to shave my hair off. And I said, well, I'm not shaving your hair off. And I tried to talk her out of it. I said, are you sure you're not having a bad day and tomorrow you'll feel differently about it? Why don't we wait a little bit? She said, no, I absolutely want it shaved off now. And as I was talking to her bodyguard, next thing I know, she grabbed the buzzer and she went to the back of my salon and she was shaving off her own hair, and she actually enjoyed shaving off her own hair. But, you know, she never said anything about being sick and tired of people touching her, and that's why she was doing it. I think maybe the braids were on too tight. She had a lot of extensions in her hair. So she shaved off the whole thing all by herself, and all I basically did was go in there and even it out for her. When we were done, she just walked out the back door, and of course the paparazzi were all over the place.
What was your reaction when you went back there and you saw she was using your equipment to shave her hair off?
Well, I made sure the bodyguards knew that I had nothing to do with it. I tried to talk her out of it. And in fact, the only thing she said that made her look a little bit emotional was her mom was going to be very upset that she was doing this. So...
Have you ever been in here before?
No. I don't know how she found my salon, but they all of a sudden just charged my salon, came in here after hours, and, you know, she cut her own hair. I had nothing to do with it. I just evened it out. That's it.
Once again, did she say why she wanted to cut it off?
No reason. She just wanted their hair off. And I did say, is it getting rid of the old and just starting fresh? And she said, yes, that's it. But the only emotion she showed was when she said my mom's going to be really upset, and she got teary-eyed. And I think her mom should maybe get a hold of her little girl. I think she needs her family.
As a professional hairdresser, how long will it take before that will actually come back?
You know what? It's only hair. I tell all my clients, I think in about a couple months she'll have like a really short boy haircut. Maybe she just got sick and tired of all the chemicals and the extensions in her hair, and maybe she wants a new beginning. I don't know. But I tried to talk her out of it, you know, because I'm good at talking to clients and talking them into or out of stuff.
Did her hair look pretty damaged, I mean, beforehand?
Her hair is pretty short underneath. I think it was only about 4 inches, and you couldn't tell because it was all extensions.
How shocked were you when you looked over and you saw her hair being shaved off?
I was pretty shocked, but she had no emotions in her face anyway when she told me that she wanted her hair buzzed off or shaved off. And so when she first said she was going to try the buzzer, and she shaved off a little piece, but by the time I came back from talking to her bodyguards, half her hair was gone already.
When you look back at the whole shaving of the head thing and all the rest of it, what provoked you to do that?
Like, I was going through so much artificial stuff with my kids and with Kevin and all that stuff at the time, and he just left me, and I was devastated, you know, and people thought that it was me, like, going crazy and stuff like that, but people shave their heads all the time, you know. But I mean, I was going through a lot, but it was just kind of like me just feeling a form of a little bit of rebellion, or feeling free, or, you know, shedding stuff that had happened, you know.
Why did you not tell anyone that's what you were doing?
Huh?
Why did you not tell anyone that's what you were doing?
I don't think it was anyone's business, really.
It's not like, did Britney record a bad song?
Mm-hmm.
Is Britney wearing a bad outfit? Is Britney in a bad marriage?
Yeah.
Is Britney a bad mom?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's America for you.
Yeah, but as a mother, that has to hit pretty close to home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes you really strong.
Make you weep?
Oh, I've wept. Yeah, I've definitely wept, just with the world, you know, how judgmental they are. You know what? I know I'm a good mom.
But just a few weeks after the baby in the lap incident, Britney's son, while in the care of a nanny, fell out of a high chair and banged his head.
You took him to the doctor?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, of course.
So you walked into the hospital and said he bumped his head, fell out of a high chair.
And then the doctors acted really funny with me. I know, it was really bizarre.
How'd they act funny?
I don't want to say, but they did.
Suspicious?
Like I said, I don't want to say what they did or what they said, but it was bad. It was really, really bad.
Do you think, though, Britney, that because of those questions that were asked after that picture on Pacific Coast Highway with Sean in your lap, that the doctor in that emergency room or that hospital said, wait a second, maybe I have a bad mom on my hands?
I was just happy that my son was okay, and I wanted to get home and get out of there.
And then not long after that, you got a visit from the family services people.
Yeah, in which actually they felt really bad about it. They said, we don't even know why we're here.
So in other words, they came because it's their job to come. They have to investigate.
They didn't have to come. The doctor there made them come because I didn't bring my doctor there with me. So people a lot of times think because you're a celebrity that you're taken care of more. In some situations, people, you're not, you get it worse.
And it didn't end there. In May, Spears was photographed driving her baby in a front-facing car seat. Not illegal, but against federal safety guidelines.
Oh, it was fine. They're just taking, again, cheap shots. Yeah.
And just days after that photo appeared, on a visit to New York City, Britney stumbled again, this time literally.
You're walking with Sean in one arm, and you tripped on, what was it, your pants?
I think actually I didn't trip on anything. It was New York Street, just cobblestones, and I was walking, and I only was prepared with one security because I've never had that much paparazzi ever on me in New York. So we didn't even know there was going to be that many people. So I think it was a mixture of so many paparazzi and just how the road was all messed up, me just trying to get in the car.
It was a close call. I mean, it seemed as if for a second,
accidents happen.
Right.
And when he gets, my brother, when he was like 13 years old, he got in like 4 motorcycle accidents, had to be airlifted, Stuff happens with kids. It's reality, Unfortunately, not everybody has 80 cameras on them 24/7,
And there was a picture taken shortly afterward, and you appeared to be crying.
Oh, yeah.
Very upset. Were you upset because you just had a close call with your son, or were you upset because the lenses were still on you?
Well, because I got in the car and I was hungry, and we stopped to get something to eat, and it was again a bad situation. And instead of the people inside of the place like being like, trying to help or whatever, they wanted to take pictures as well. And that's when I started crying, when I thought, you know what, you're a mom. Why are you asking to take my picture right now? And you see that I'm crying. Are you that ignorant? So that's why I cried.
And the headline on that picture was Oops Number 3.
Exactly. There'll be a Oops 100. There'll be plenty more oopses. I'm not perfect. I'm human.
What do you think it'll take to get the paparazzi to leave you alone?
It's okay. I would like for them to leave me alone.
If you could talk to them as individuals, not as a group, what would you say to them?
I would just say that you have babies at home, and you have a wife, and if you don't, you have to realize that we're people, and that we just need privacy, and we need our respect, and those are things that you have to have as a human.
And yet, as upset as it makes you, you wouldn't trade your life now, it seems. That seems strange for some people to understand. If they're making you this miserable, how can you still say, but I'm lucky?
Because I have to believe that I'm here for a reason.
What's the reason?
I don't know. I keep searching every day, just like you do. But I'm so blessed with my baby. That's the happiest thing that's ever, it's like a miracle, But I just want the most normal life possible for him. That's all.
Is that possible?
I will manage. I will create that.
Higher fences, bigger gates. I mean, how are you going to do that, Britney?
There's always a way. Where there's a will, there is a way. You have to believe.
So what's next for Britney?